Hello, this is Everett Pierce, and today is the 27th of January 2017. It is 1:22 Arizona time. Now, a couple days ago, actually maybe about 2-3 days ago, is right on 19th Avenue and Union Hills. Well, there was a severe car accident that ended in a fatality. Now, in terms of transportation of knowledge, I stopped and made my observation. Now, what I'm seeing, I got a list of things that's happening in terms of the cars that the manufacturers, the people who are making these cars, are not taking into account. Well, being that we got airbags now, so the two things that is very deadly is a head-on collision and a T-bone, and that's exactly what happened. So if a manufacturer has an optional side bag, how detrimental is that for the company itself? You say, basically you're saying it's an option. What you're saying is life is an option. Okay, so now what is say? It's kind of hard to sell more cars when your customers are dead. Okay, so what kind of message are you sending to we the people? Is if side bags and obviously front bags have proven to be beneficial in terms of saving a life, then why isn't it not standard stock on a car? You know, as far as the actual cost of this airbag, surely it couldn't cost that much compared to, let's just see, let's weigh this out since you have some smart individuals in the automotive industry. Okay, so this person's dead, so now, and I don't know how old they were, but what do you say they were in their 20s? How many times would they have bought your car? Then you have everyone who observe it, and they take notice of the car, and they say, oh, shoot, that person died in there. And they'll say, well, I'll never buy that car. So essentially what you're doing is you're paving a pathway of a telltale sign. You know, we've heard the old saying is, if you got a tail, turn around and look at it. So essentially what you're doing, and depending on how many people have seen and observed this accident, so now you got a fatality. You have a fatality. And like the pyramid is like the pyramid. Okay. Is can you afford 10 people stop buying your vehicle because you got so freaking cheap you couldn't put a side bag in a car? The two most dangerous accidents is T-bone. The most, of course, is head-on collision. That's quite obvious. Okay, but then we have the second one, which is a T-bone. And if you want to do, check it out, 19th Avenue, Union Hills, right in front of the post office. So, yeah, ended a fatality, and I looked at it, and it didn't appear to be an airbag in there. So what kind of message are you telling people? Is basically saying your life is worth something as long as you have money to pay for it. Oh, hell no. Now, if we didn't have side bags, it wouldn't necessarily be carrying that message. But for the fact that you do, why is it even an option that there is a side airbag? It's like, do you take options when it comes to using the toilet? Oh, no, I don't need the toilet. Ooh, and you haven't used it in a week. Do you take options at that? Do you take a revolver and put a bullet in it and spin it around and pull the trigger every day? Do you take that kind of option? So this is the message. And it's for your benefit, actually, because look how much business you're going to lose. Yeah, you could say, whoa, it's a well-made car, well-made this, well-made that. Well, when the dust settles, we have our bones, okay? When the dust settles, when they see people dying in the very thing you design, and there's not a side bag, and side bags are available, and you don't make it as an option or mandatory, so you send a message out to we the people. Your life is optional if providing you have the money. Now, you're supposed to be the big brother. You're supposed to be the community leader. Means you are to have the statistics and know what should be a default in that car. So some things you're going to have to bite the bullet yourself and say, oh, that'll bring up the cost of the car. How much does it really cost? Really? Compared to the money you will lose out if someone dies in your car? No, if I was I was the owner of this car, I would take it in. I would take the expense. I said, no, put it in the design of that door. Because if my customers die, then obviously they're not coming back to buy my product. So when a person walks away from an accident like that, and they take notice, everyone's rubbernecking is like something, even if someone is pulled over for a ticket, and it's like, you got this huge line, it's because everyone's rubbernecking. Oh, what happened? Is there body parts? Oh my God. No, it's just someone having a ticket. But if you just look at that perspective alone, you say, whoa, that costs $60. Okay. $60 now, or $60,000 or $60 million later. If I was the head of the president or a CEO, it was like, yeah, well, I'm Everett too. If you're the owner of the company and I'm your CEO, I'd be prepared to be fired, and I'd get up to you and I would bitch slap you for even thinking that. You got to have some balls. You got to have some integrity. And this is why a lot of Americans are pissed off, because it's like your life only matters if there's a freaking dollar bill tied to it. And I'm here to say that shit needs to stop, because you're all pursuing the almighty dollar. Have some balls, have some integrity. You make cars and you put all these cheap parts in there, as far as the manufacturers out there that do this, they know they do this because your cash cow is in the repair of these things, and you have $60 item and turns into a $600 repair bill. Stop that. If someone comes back to purchase it, it's because they want a blue one, they want a yellow one, and they have the parking space for it. Don't you're going to put your name on a product, stand behind it. Have some balls and stand out there. And you wonder why Americans are pissed? It's like, I have a Chevy Impala. My mom had it. And it was just every time she turned around, she was putting money in it to fix it. Then I had to take it over because she couldn't afford it. And she couldn't put food in her refrigerator, in her cupboards. And then as soon as I get it, just this actuator, that actuator, this door lock, this, it's like one thing after another. And you say, well, we don't make the parts in here. Oh, wait a minute, you're going to make a car and you'll put your name behind it, but you won't stand behind it. You won't. You say, you have to buy additional insurance. No, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to paint that Impala lemon yellow. And I'm going to drive up and down the freaking street because there's nothing but crap. And you say, well, Everett, they're just, there could be a bad one in the mix of that. Really. Let's do the statistic. Let's talk to the people. You show me that I just happen to have a fluke, I'll stand down. But there's other people out there with the same problem, getting nickel and dime. Then I'm pissed. Why are people and companies have this legal sense that they think they can just deliberately screw people out of their money. And then you wonder why they work in 3 and 4 jobs, and then they don't spend time with family, and then they get sick, and then they go to hospital, and it's like it's a never-ending story. Stop it. Not on my watch. Have some balls and stand up and show Americans what integrity is, and that we got your back. We want to keep you safe. So I'm going to stop it right there, because the more I think about it, and especially down just recently happened in his car, no side bag, T-bone, and they're dead. I would never buy that car. Never, ever. There's airbags available. Why did you not put that into the design? Now they're dead. And so is their future generations. So if you had any hope of them buying any more future cars from you, you just screwed yourself out of what? $60 airbag. And I'm supposed to be the nut. I'm supposed to be crazy. I'm supposed to be the schizophrenic, whatever. Everyone seems to call me everything but what I'm not. We'll end it right there. But Jesus, you're supposed to be community leaders. Stop chasing that freaking dollar. When you're doing things the right way, the dollars will come to you. It will. But don't step over a dime to get to $1. And don't put American people's lives in jeopardy.